Hey, yo, people, this Coach Simmons here, and you know what? I've been told to dumb it down. We're going to dumb it down for you. HBCUs are currently under attack. I'm not talking about the football schedule because, controversy sells. People are going to say what people are going to say. It's not about football right now. This is about a way of life. This is about the history. HBCUs are literally under attack. I'll try to tell you about the whole affirmative action case, about losing scholarships for kids at PWIs because of the word diversity or African American or Hispanic or any other ethnicity on the scholarships. When we saw the kids walk off the campuses that your grandparents fought for, remember Little Rock Nine and segregation now, segregation forever, that kind of stuff. These kids are now being moonwalked off the campus because their scholarships are not being accepted because of word. For decades, we all know the HBCUs have been underfunded. We know this. This isn't new. Like I said, I'm going to dumb this down for you. Well, the HBCUs have been underfunded for years. And now the kids who went to these cathedrals, you want to call them, can't go to the schools anymore because of the scholarship requirements. Can't afford the payments of them. And what happens? First thing you're going to say is, come on back to HBCUs. Here's the problem. We ain't been funded for years properly. Which means they come back, what they going to do? There's nowhere to keep them. There's nowhere to house these kids. And once again, it goes back to the 1850 publication I talked to y'all about that provided to slaveholders with the guidance on how to produce the ideal slave. 1, maintain a strict discipline and unconditional submission. Listen to what I say. Do everything I tell you to do. If you don't do what I tell you to do and be what I tell you to be, there are consequences. There is no correlation between what happened now and what happened with George Floyd, right? There's no correlation that the kids finally stood up and now all of a sudden you can't go to these cathedrals anymore. 2, create a sense of personal inferiority so that slaves know their place. We've been talking down about HBCU for so damn long. Talking down about them for so long. Anything that is football related, got jackasses on YouTube and they're out in the public place blowing it up. Oh, you have cereal for breakfast. Like, there's things more important out there, but it creates a sense that you're not worth it. What you have for yourself is nothing. And what happens? Those jackasses get blown up. The jackasses become popular, which means the message becomes bigger. And we start believing everything that we hear. 2, instill fear. Remember a couple of years ago, maybe it was last year, they were kicking in doors at Prairie View. In the dorms, kids weren't there. It was blown up out of proportion. You thought it would happen every freaking day. But no one brought up the 5-and-1 rule for UT. One out of every 5 women who enroll University of Texas at Austin get sexually assaulted. No one brought that up. But we'll bring up the kick doors. No one brought up the constant rapes and murders at certain PWIs. I won't name. Let's just say they're around the Utah, Kansas, New Mexico border area. No one brought that up, but we'll bring up that there was one murder somewhere around campus. We're not going to bring up the countless endless gun violence at Virginia Tech. We're not going to bring up all the crap. No. Your school is terrifying. Your city, which is mostly black, most of the HBCUs are in black cities, is a murderous capital. Yeah, we know. Y'all found 215 bodies behind a police station. Yeah. We're not going to talk about the towns that were buried in New York. We're not going to talk about none of the cities that were wiped off the map in Tulsa and Rosewood. No, screw that. The cops buried people behind a police station. You are a very fearful and deadly person. Number 4, teach servants to take interest in their master's enterprise. Only way you can come to the NFL, only way you can break the chain is come to our cathedral. For those of y'all who don't know what I'm talking about, cathedrals are PWIs. Those who don't realize PWIs, predominantly white institutions. Those who know what that is, anything but an HBCU. Teach the servants to take interest in their master's enterprise. That was number 4 on the list. And what does that mean? We can't do shit without the master's approval. Number 5, deprive access to education, recreation, and ensure the slaves remain uneducated, helpless, and dependent. Well, I already told you those, right? Lack of funding means you can't build up. Now that the kids can't go to the cathedrals, you can't accept the kids. And here's another thing for you, especially all of us living in the South. I bet you didn't know this. The new thing they're trying to get rid of, we know about Black history. We know about the music, the Little Riches, rock and roll, the blues, the jazz. We know all that shit. They don't want anything to remind them of the history of this country. What are 4 big, bold letters to remind people the history of this country? Historically Black College University. I bet you didn't know there's a movement right now to erase the HBCUs from the landscape, name and all. It all started a couple years ago when Prairie View A&M decided to follow and sign up with A&M, Texas A&M. There's a movement to get all HBCUs to sign up with the bigger PWIs. Because that way, someone controls the finances because we can't control our own finances. Somebody brings our coaches because we showed as hell can't bring coaches. Someone takes care of us. And we'll get shiny new bells and whistles. Just be subservient. There is an attack on HBCUs coming. I don't think you know. It sounds like you don't even care. But it is coming quickly. And all we got to do is sit back and keep yucking it up, listen to the jackasses on YouTube who decide that they know better than everybody else. If you want to follow them, follow them. If you want to make your movement so that your school and your way of life can go on, step the hell up before we get stepped the hell on. It's Coach, and I'm out.